All right. Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Diana's Treasures. It's a day in the life of an estate sailor and a appraiser. And I'm here. I'm Diana Minotti with Diana Minotti Fine Art Antiques and Collectibles.
Oh, we are auctioneers too, you know. You keep
Yes, we're
forgetting that.
licensed auctioneers. That is very
And
true.
I am Perry Mitrano, Diana's husband. And you will find me at 15 Palm Harbor Village Way at Diana Minotti Fine Art Antiques and Collectibles. It's the shop. Diana refers to it as a gallery. We're right here in Palm Coast, Florida, 32137. When you're coming down 95, just punch in antique shops and you will find us at the very top of the Google list normally every time. It's 5,000 square feet of just absolute treasures. And we got a bunch of treasures today. Diana, tell us, what's the theme of the show today?
Well, it's summertime. The theme, though, is really spans the entire year. It's the Italian Jubilee. And people are on vacation and going away. And I've had numerous people tell me they've been to Italy or going to Italy this year.
Mm.
The Jubilee is every 25 years. It is a holy year. It's significant to the Catholic religion.
Plus,
And
we
so,
elected a pope, right?
yes, we have a new pope.
We elected a pope.
So it's
So
very, very important that I think that we cover this event. And we certainly have a lot of items to show about this event. You know, when we meet a client and I go to the house and they want me to look at their collections of things and what they want me to sell, there's usually I could tell right away if they've been to Italy, and because they'll have certain souvenir pieces. Um, and I think I just want to start with um, this scarf. This is very precious to me. I did buy it from an estate sale. I bought it from from the client. I met her. She came to the gallery. She had stage 4 cancer, and she said, "I want to meet with you, and I want to have everything pre-planned. I want you to come in and inventory and appraise all of my items. And when the time comes, my friend, here's her number. She's going to call you, and I would like you to take care of the estate. But in the meantime, I want to live with all of my treasures and be comfortable to the very end." So
what is this?
it's a little handmade glass bead, probably Murano glass, and it's attached to this beautiful silk scarf that she got in Italy. She was a teacher and had traveled there, and I knew this was like her most precious possession. She just loved this scarf and showed it to me, and so I just felt that I had to have it, and I do wear it, especially at Christmas time. It's
Mm-hmm.
burgundy and gold. It's very pretty.
Oh, it's a lovely piece. It's very beautiful silk. Well, you know, we do have Murano glass. We're going to show today some of the pieces from the store. They're absolutely stunning. There's one piece. It's the last one I'm going to show you. It's on our eBay store. But let's look at the piece of artwork behind us. Mark, how's that look? Is that good? All right. So this here, you know, we've been to Italy before. We drove up and down the Amalfi Coast, and to me, this particular piece here is in the Bay of Naples,
Mm-hmm.
but it's on the Mount Vesuvius side.
Mm-hmm.
This is across the bay,
Mm-hmm.
and because this church is over there, that must be Mount Vesuvius to the right, and this church is at the bottom of the slope somewhere. And if you look all the way across, you'll see what looks like a bay with some ships over here. And that's probably Naples, but it's hard to say. It's you know there's a lot
Well,
of
you know,
art.
it's along the Amalfi,
Definitely, yeah.
and the cypress trees, I think, is the dead giveaway. You look at
Hmm.
this and you know you're
You
in
know you're in
Italy.
Italy, yeah.
It's absolutely
And
beautiful.
while we're on it, let's talk about this piece. This is my mother's
I
piece.
know. I
Yes.
thought you were going to be surprised that I brought it.
Well, no, you know when my mother passed away, this was one of her prized possessions. This is the
La Pietà,
La Pietà. This piece here is,
the Virgin Mary holding Christ as an
but
adult.
it's a porcelain right on top of,
Well, that's a mold. I
yeah.
mean, that's not
But
porcelain,
no, but
but
I'm saying it is. But this was when you got it, you had it framed for me and you saved it and you gave it to me as a gift. And but this was always as we walked into the foyer of my mom's home. This and we have another one also similar to this. What is the other one? It's a
It's like a Venetian woman.
right. So my mother loved these. She always had these, and so as soon as you opened our door, this was what you saw. This was the piece that you saw. Is this good,
Also,
Mark? You can see it,
quintessential Italy, La Pietà. I mean, that
right?
is an iconic image.
Found in the Uffizi in Florence is where it's featured. Correct. That's where we
We
saw it.
saw it.
Yeah,
We kissed
the feet.
the
Right. It was just a tradition. Um, what where would you like to go next on them? In the where the travel to well,
well,
while we're on the La Pietà, let's talk about the popes because we elected a new pope, right? Us Catholics that we are,
mm,
and this book is the Pope of Ages up to
popes through the ages. It goes from the first pope all the way to John Paul II. So it's not a new book, but we bring the book for a variety of reasons. The gallery, we're not a bookstore, but the gallery, we like to select um, books that you're not going to find elsewhere. Where are you going to find this book?
I don't know. I mean,
Through
just like
the age.
we had a bookstore across the street from the gallery, and they closed during COVID. And unfortunately, the people that used to go there, they all started migrating across the street, and they'd come in and they go, "Do you have
Yeah.
a book? Do you have a library?" And I'm being like, "Well, we got some books in the back." And then that's when we revamped the library and really spent a lot of time and put, featured books
Well,
in.
there's art books and art history and architecture, museums, artist books. We do have a section of religious books. There are the traditional novels that are in leather, gold embossed, bound books, which are very desirable. They look beautiful, even if you're just going to stage with them. And then we have antique books and vintage books. We have the vintage children's books. Remember that we just took in that nursery rhyme group?
So I don't see a price on this. Is this from our house?
Yes.
Okay. All right, just checking in case anybody comes in and wants to know where the
I
Pope.
guess you haven't read that book.
No, but I didn't even know we had. But well, in case someone comes in and says, "Where is the Pope book?" and at least I know what to tell them.
Well, but we do have, there is a section, at the library, that top, it's on the right side, that
We're
top.
hiding the popes up there. Is that what you're
No, no,
telling?
no. I'm
Oh.
just saying there is a section of religious
All right. Why
books.
is this so heavy? And what is this? I know this is Jesus Christ, but
Well, okay. So that is
no, I'm not saying Jesus Christ because it's heavy. I'm just saying it's Jesus Christ.
well, it's on, let me see how big the mosaics are. It's a mosaic piece. It's almost micro mosaic where they're extremely, extremely tiny. Mosaics, as you know, they keep unearthing in Pompeii, the floors of early civilization. They would have
No, I,
mosaics,
I
and they're
wouldn't put
done
it past that
today.
some of these are actually from,
That is Italy.
yeah.
It's stamped on the
What does
back.
it say in the back? It
It's
says,
it's Italy. We have
well, I can't read it. It's Italian, but it does say Mosaico.
yeah.
So,
No, it definitely
and it
is.
has a number, on it,
Yeah,
serial number.
yeah. But
And,
it is extremely heavy and very, very
oh, it's all
fragile.
cement. I mean, there it is right there. It's like, wow,
Well, that's how they did it.
wow.
Um,
So a heavy piece. So,
this other, it is hard to. I went to
well,
not talk about religion with Italy. I mean,
is this from our house too?
oh my God, you don't recognize it? It's in the
I
it's
don't
in the
know.
foyer. It's when you walk in the door. Come on, man, you don't really recognize that.
Yeah, I do.
We have
Okay, let me have what is this piece here?
oh
It says
gosh.
number 186, Italy.
No.
What is this?
Okay, that I believe is very, very early Capodimonte. The piece next to you is quintessential Capodimonte. This is a very, very early piece. It is the Virgin. She's in blue with the shroud, and it's surrounded by a wreath of fruits. Um,
Okay, for those that don't know what Capodimonte is, because when you're if you come from the Italian culture and you go
there's
into,
about 10 in your house,
there's at least 10. If you go
or
to
your
your
grandmother's house.
oh God, they had them, and if they didn't have them, your aunts had them. It was all Capodimonte, Capodimonte. Everybody had Capodimonte, but they had different styles of Capodimonte. But what is Capodimonte? Where is it from? And what styles do they make? Because I noticed there's a glaze on some, and then there's a bisque on another, and bisque is when it's not glazed. See?
Well, it's only fired once. This is a high glaze. This is fired twice. And this is extremely old and very fragile. So let's just put that right there.
So where's Capodimonte come from, and what is it? Is it a region? Is it a city, a town?
Okay. So, well, what I wanted to get into is, can you show the other piece?
All right, so this piece is huge. All right, so I'm going to put my headset down
let me
because
let me
no,
move.
you don't have to move anything, but this is really a big piece. But this is when we say quintessential Capodimonte. If you go into an Italian home somewhere and they have pieces, they either have huge Capodimonte or they have tiny Capodimontes, or they have a
We
combination
have a
of
lot
both.
of the
Yes,
florals.
little tinies even.
And
But let me take my headset.
I think what when because the Chinese are reproducing them too, but they don't have the artist's hand where you can actually, when you're looking at the flowers on the floral baskets, you can actually see fingerprints. This comes off, so I just
Yeah,
want you to
I'll
know.
take it off in a minute.
Okay,
How's that, Mark?
all right.
So tell us about this and why is it glazed? And again, where is Capodimonte?
Okay. Well, Italy overall. I mean the foundry, and this I did not know. They started in Italy, and then it was taken and brought to Spain, and then brought back. So it has, but it is an Italian pottery through and through. And you'll recognize they either are figurative, such as these little naked peoples, but
Yeah, they're
or
always
else
having
or
some
else
type of
they're in a the
nymph of
florals.
some kind.
It's
Yeah.
flowers in a basket, flowers in a shoe, flowers in an urn, flowers in a wheelbarrow.
But the glaze is so beautiful. I mean, it just shines. You know, if it was a little cleaner, and from just being
Well, and it
dusting it
also
off.
has like that little raw sienna burnt umber base to it, and then they work up the greens
I
and the
mean, would they actually
figures.
use this for?
So
Is
that's
this a
an urn.
soup? Is it was an urn?
It could be you could.
Really?
Why not?
Wow. So and you
I
could see
I mean,
how fragile it is and what it looks like underneath. It's
okay.
amazing stuff.
Yeah,
Amazing
just
product.
put
Oh,
that.
sorry. All right, let me move this back over here. Okay.
Now, why don't you show the floral basket? And that is probably what people are also. We've had this. We've had the cake stand recently. We sold that, and we've had the large floral baskets of large pieces. That's the last one we have at the moment. And you have to be careful with them. They are on with the flowers. They are very very sharp. So you do have to watch that you don't cut yourself on them. But if you look closely on some of the flowers, you will
How's
see
that, Mark?
fingerprints actually molding of the flowers. They're all hand done. So
So
it's
this is bisque. So explain what the term
so that's
bisque
only
means.
been fired once. It doesn't have the high glaze second firing of the porcelain.
And bisque is a process used by any and all porcelain makers, like whether it's German or
Yeah.
French, right? So
Hmm.
and and um, and these flowers are so delicate. Again, I don't even know how this thing made it from Italy to get to
Very
you
carefully
know
and vacuum packed.
and it's very delicate. One of the things that we always find is that when we get them into the shop, there's always it's rare that we find one that's absolutely pristine. There's always a little tiny chip. But people that collect Capodimonte overlook that. They don't necessarily feel as though a small chip here or there or a missing
Well, look,
petal.
I've had people they'll come and they'll say, "Well, it's going to be way up high on the
Yeah,
cabinet."
yeah, because they love the Capodimonte.
But the price does differ. If it's
Yeah,
perfect and pristine as opposed to not, that's where the price
right,
definitely differs. So
exactly.
if you're willing with the a little issue with it, you'll save greatly in the money.
When did Capodimonte do figures or figurines?
Well, that particular one is Giuseppe Armani. His dates are 1935 to 2006. Um, he was from Calci, Italy, and he studied. You'll see a lot of his works were in Florence and throughout.
Is that good, Mark?
And his figures, though, they tend to be the early ones are like little children, little peasant children, farmers, and people alike. And then there's just stunning angels and beautiful women with horses. And we, I don't know if you remember. I mean, this is way back. We had ones that were 3 feet high.
Yeah, I do
We
remember
had
that.
the original boxes and everything. They were really tremendous.
Let's do the one. Let's do the big statue,
The marble.
the marble piece before we move on to the
Okay.
glass and the last piece of artwork we have.
All right. This was from hold it from the base.
Okay.
This was
Oh my God.
from yeah. Well, it's solid marble.
Is that good, Mark? And you could see the artwork. You could see how they actually chiseled right into the marble. I mean, unbelievable. Um, you know,
I know the veil, even though it's marble,
it's
the
incredible.
veil actually
Yeah.
looks like it's fabric, and so does her vestment. It's
Sadly, over its lifetime, I guess there was a separation between the bottom and the
yeah,
top, and
you
has
can
been
see
glued a
there's
few times.
glued
Yeah,
marks,
I mean,
but
I got to
it's
put it
because
down.
it's
Too
heavy.
heavy. Oh
Yeah.
my God. All right, not as strong as I used to be. All right, so let's do this one piece of artwork here, and then we'll move on to the Muranos, okay? Which
Well,
is
don't rush. Hold on.
one of our favorite things
There
that
we
we
go.
do.
I
Okay,
love this little painting because it really does just remind me of our trip. That looks like the Ponte Vecchio. You can see the
no,
in
I,
Rome.
I I don't believe that's the Ponte Vecchio. I
Isn't
believe
that in
that's
Rome?
Rome. The castle.
The Castillo.
Yeah,
No,
the bridge.
Statuovo. That's down in Naples. What was the name of
That's
that one?
I can't think of it, but I believe is right there.
We should
It's
have our act together on
I know.
this.
Hey,
Well,
listen,
that's the Basilica,
the basilica. Yeah, well, it's not far from
St. Peter's,
right. It's not far from there, and you take that bridge and it brings you into this
to the
castle.
castle.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, we were there 25 years
Years
ago.
ago.
So I mean, I can't
I
remember
know,
everything.
we are so due for another trip.
Probably. So that's this piece of artwork, and it is on board. So somebody
Real on
sat
board.
there and painted this and sold it to a tourist, and it ended up here somehow, right?
Yep.
So,
Yep.
okay.
Something else that's at the gallery that um, we sell a lot of because people, there isn't a bookstore and there isn't a record store. Remember, there was always a record store
Yeah,
somewhere.
goodies. Yeah.
So I personally, I love old music and LPs. We have all of the Rat Pack. If you were going to do Frank Sinatra and Perry
Oh,
Cuomo,
Rigoletto. Love Rigoletto.
Verde, yeah,
Yeah.
and here's La Traviata.
Another one. Yeah.
So at the gallery, we have the LP section is separated by genre. So there is folkish, you'll find from around the world type things, all different countries. This we just pulled because it's Italian. Verdi's famous operas. You'll see, let's see, there's rock and there's jazz, and then we have the Broadway show tunes. We have operas.
I
We
mean,
have
there's a
them
little
all.
bit of
It's all
everything.
separated out. I'd
It
say
does
we've
get
got to
picked
have
through.
1,000 records.
We probably do, and it does get picked through pretty quick. I mean, there's a lot of people that stop in and
I
they're
brought this
always
one
like,
for you because your mother used to play the accordion.
well, I love my mother, but I think she used to think she played the accordion. So we do have her accordion, and it's still in the box, and looks as new as it ever was.
Yeah.
And she also used to like polkas. So I don't
Yeah,
know
we have
whether
that at the gallery too.
she was practicing to be a polka,
So if you're looking for obscure music, especially vintage, the gallery we have quite Mario Lanza. That's my favorite.
Well, Mario Alonso was a very famous Italian American actor. He came to America, really started acting here, And Mario Alonso is the
So was it
typical.
50s or into the
Oh, definitely,
60s?
definitely 50s and 60s. But
Mm.
in the 60s, he was a a very handsome,
Debonair.
oh my God, and all the women loved him, and they would they loved him. He was a handsome guy. I mean, that's the way he was. He was typical of Italian, beautiful skin. He was gorgeous. He was a handsome guy.
So we try to play. We have our Alexa at the gallery, and we try to play different music all the time and just stimulate the senses. So when you come in, um, not only there are books and there's LPs, there's an occasional 8 track. We do keep travel books. It's always nice to have different people who've been on trips. They'll will have their
That's a Venice.
travel
That was a
books.
Venice book, and this is one for
Italy overall.
yeah, which kind of gives you a lot of insight on food and stuff like that as well. And we're going to do that in a minute. I got another book that I have. But these are older books. Believe it or not, probably may or may not be as up to date as an app may be. But there are
We
still.
we also have a lot of price guides, which obviously the prices are not up to date, but everybody's like, "What do you need a book for?" Well, sometimes on the internet, you need to know that if you have that image, sometimes it's easier to find in a book with all the information, and then you can go online and do further research. But I love a good book. I mean, there's
So I've
just
never cooked from this book. I don't know who this chef is,
we
but
have a lot of cookbooks at the gallery too. People tend to, especially if they're vintage and old, we have quite a bit, and then we have those 1970s like
yeah,
Better Homes and
yeah,
Gardens.
Betty
They're
Crocker.
they're
But who put these tabs? Is
That's
this?
me.
And that was you trying
Yeah.
to cook something?
Did you catch that? Trying to cook something.
Okay. And then this is a very modern.
I can't surpass Perry's
Keep
cooking. I
banging
mean,
into
it's
this thing.
obvious. We go out to eat. Sometimes it's a disappointment. I know that
Uh,
you cook better,
listen,
but
I don't want to say anything, but this is Katie Paula. Discovered her on the Recipe Channel. She has a show that comes on, and she is a tour guide and a cook chef. Not a, she's a chef too, but she brings you through the alleyways of Rome to the neighborhoods where you go and eat dishes that like if you came from Brooklyn or you were from Cincinnati or from some
yeah, it's not
city.
American Italian. It is
No,
truly Italian
this
Italian.
is
She makes things I've never
and I
seen
highly
before.
recommend that if you want to learn how to cook some of the stuff that she puts in here. These are very simple dishes. They don't take a lot to cook to make. She's an American who has since her early ages, like when she was 18, wanted to move to Italy to engulf into the
The culture.
culture. And she developed this. She's written several books. This is one of them. This was my first book I bought from her. And one of my favorite recipes is basically, carbonara. I mean, it's a simple thing to cook. It's nothing. It's so, it's so simple.
Yeah, but it's hard to do. Yeah, I've
No,
I've attempted it.
no, it's
You
not.
got to have it just right. The milk and
Well, there's just it's
it's
just cream,
cheese.
cheese, and you have to use guanciale, which is commonly the cheek of the pig or the hog. Okay, and those pieces have a lot of fat in them.
Right, you're
So
going to make everybody hungry.
right, well, I could get into cooking. All right, so let's go on. Let's go on
Perry's
to. I
cooking
think we
show.
covered everything, but
No,
what do you
no,
have
no,
here?
no. I just wanted to show one of my favorites, and we have a lot of these at the gallery. This is my personal collection. When I pulled it out today, because they were in different drawers, because I have my jewelry by color, so they were all in different drawers. But these are Italian enamel. They're mid-century, and they're flowers. And I
Is that good?
absolutely love these. I try to wear one, maybe not every day, but I do try to wear them
So
quite
mid-century, we're
often.
talking what 1950s,
50s,
60s.
50s, 60s, definitely. Um, so that's the
I like this
peony.
one. This is pretty. Yeah.
Looks like a big peony flower. This is for Christmas. Here's your watch yourself over here. This is a Chris poinsettia. And then you have here's your a fall flower. I really can't believe I have this many.
No, I believe it.
No, I really didn't realize I had this many.
I believe it.
All
And
right.
you have a bag to carry them in.
No,
This
I
is
put them in the,
no,
okay, this is the purple.
this is not. Well, this color
That
is
would probably
nice.
be my mother's favorite because she loves purple. That's a great summer pin.
And pins have come back in fashion.
Brooches
People
are
have been
back.
asking. People are asking for them
We
all the
sell a lot
time.
of brooches.
Yeah.
Well, because you put them on a hat, you can wear them on a jacket and a dress. You can attach a scarf, a sweater. There's certain ones that are big that are really considered for a coat. So these are great. Here, these are really great summer
So what
flowers.
normally what do these
Doesn't
cost?
this
What
remind you of just being up the country at the country
Yeah,
house?
beautiful
I think I
summer
bought some
summer or
of them up there.
fall. What do these cost most of the time, Diana?
They're not expensive. I mean, high end retail they're like 30, but I mean sometimes at the gallery we're selling them for 15, 20. But um, you know, so
All right. So let me get to the Murano glass. Tell
go
us
ahead.
where Murano is and what they're all about, because that's every Italian that visits Venice goes to Murano, so which is nearby a town, right? Is that what that is?
Yes, yes,
And
it
these
is.
these are artisans. These are glass artisans, just like the Irish Waterford people make their Waterford. But wait till you see what
Well,
Murano looks
you
like.
know, the idea is that you're talking about centuries of perfecting. Murano glass is from Venice, which is also termed as Venetian glass. Um, that's beautiful, and it could be. I mean, I don't know if I would put anything in it, but it was probably supposed to be a console bowl. You would put on the center of the table. You could put fruit and nuts in it. Um, that's the swan shape, and it comes in many colors. You'll see the Murano glass. I mean, it comes in everything.
But
There's
how
ashtrays,
they
and
actually did this piece is amazing.
well, they're hand
I
blown.
know, and the nub is down here on the bottom, which
The
was
pontil, or
yeah. And this is in the shop. It's $120. It's a beautiful piece, and it's a great gift for
that's it.
somebody.
I would make it more than that.
Well, that's what you have.
Uh that was
That's our deals.
caught
That's
me
why.
on a day because I think that is absolutely stunning. And green is so in. That is the color of 2025. Is all shades of green.
Okay, this is a handmade Murano piece as
Yeah,
well,
the
and
baskets.
it has the Murano tag on it. We have this on our eBay store, as far as I could see.
Yeah.
This is selling for, I don't even want to say how
All right.
reasonably priced
All
that
right,
is.
then we'll change the price.
No, I mean I
No,
think
I
if you
mean,
bought that in Murano, you'd pay probably $200 for that
yeah,
piece.
I
I would
guess we
think.
should dust it a little bit too.
Well,
But
you get the dust from the shop for free.
yeah,
And the
and
last piece is the biggest piece. Then
it's beautiful
we got
art
to close
glass.
up business
All
here for the
right.
day.
Okay.
So this piece is so magnificent that I saved it for the last. And when I show it to you, you can be like, "Holy cow! How did they make it?"
Well, that's on eBay right now. That's a great piece.
Is that good, Mark? I mean,
That's
the
heart shape.
ridges and how they flared that, and this beautiful flower in
The
here.
gold flecks that run
You know
throughout,
how
and
they
the large.
how they did
These are
this.
called canes. Those are large canes.
It has a metal flake in it. It's
The
absolutely stunning. Different
gold.
colors: gold, silver, and green. I don't know how they filter in these little
It's all
art reds.
fused together. It
Yeah,
is.
and
It
it
is
has
stunning.
and it has the handmade nub at the bottom. What do you call
Yeah.
that? Pintle?
Pontil.
Pontle. Yeah, this is a stunning piece. Well, that's all we got for today. Why don't you close us out, Diana?
So lots of things from Italy. So if you get a chance, it's the Italian Jubilee, and it is definitely the place to go right now. Um, although I hear it's quite crowded, but
Well,
go all over.
August is the busy time. If you want to go to Italy anytime
We
after
went in
September,
September. Is
yeah,
really
it lightened
starts
up.
to
They,
cool
I
down a
don't know
little bit.
why. I mean, I think that's the time you'd want to go. It was absolutely
September.
the weather
Well, the
was
kids go back to school, so
well, maybe so, even in Italy.
All right. So to wrap things up, the estate sale we're currently working on is Room with a View, and I'll have to say it's $1 million view. It's absolutely stunning. Large home on the canal with a pool, and the views from every room are spectacular. And throughout the house is some really nice. There's Bernhardt, a bar buffet. There's a king bedroom set that has an old world look. Mahogany, vintage queen of full set in the guest room, and then a very light oak or ash set in the guest room in a queen size. So we can fulfill queen, king, and full. The gallery is we're still celebrating good old July, being patriotic. So there is quite a bit there to see. Lamps, rugs, chandeliers, china, crystal, porcelain, copper, silver plate, you name it. New arrivals, we've unpacked everything from the Lady in Red sale and the Swarovski sale. So if you go on our website, dianafineart.com, you can sign up for the newsletter. You can see the sales that are happening right now. It'll say current sale. And if it says past sale, and you'll look at the dates, it's a sale we've already done, but it will say what's available underneath. It'll say available, and I still list the furniture that is still available. So it's very helpful if you've missed a sale or you're looking for something particular. You may be in luck. The Estate Planning Council of the Fun Coast, July and August is our summer off. We just do kind of mixers and fun things. We reconvene in September. Fernanda Haley has been working on a lovely schedule of, she is the vice president this year, so she's working on the events and who our guests are. And so that's really it. That's all I
All
got
right.
for you.
We're located at 15 Palm Harbor Village Way, right here in the city of Palm Coast, Florida, 32137. Our website is www.dianafineart.com. You could see us on YouTube. You could see us on Pinterest. Who else?
Yes, because this is
Instagram,
this.
Facebook. Make sure you like us on Facebook because that's where you communicate with Diana on Facebook during
Yeah.
marketplace and stuff sales. So you'll see. I think we're ready to go.
This is episode 24.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a great run
So
here.
you
So we're
can,
enjoying this.
if you go to dianafineart.com and scroll all the way to the bottom and push on the YouTube channel, you can see all 24 episodes,
And look at all
which
the
is a
fine
lot of fun.
pieces that we have. And we like to thank again Katie Parler and her book.
Oh my
All right,
goodness.
learn how to cook. Go get her books. All right, thank you very much, Diana. Okay, good show.
For a fun summer. Thank you. Thank you, Mark. Bye
Thanks,
bye.
Mark.